Welcome back to A to Z Convos, and in this video I'm going to give you 10 more English idioms. I'll say what the idiom is, I'll explain what it means, I'll give you an example sentence, and then I'll play some clips so that you can see how it's used in context on TV and in movies. So, let's go. The first idiom is all joking aside. All joking aside. And that means to get serious or to be serious. So I would say something like, okay, all joking aside, let's decide on what the plan is. So it means let's get serious about making the plan or deciding what the plan is. And now here's some clips.
And all joking aside, reboots are symptomatic.
All joking aside, you must stop him, Apollo.
All joking aside, I actually have a few thoughts.
All joking aside, I look up to you, sir.
Whatever.
All joking aside, I want to say that I actually had fun.
The next idiom is back in the day. Back in the day. And that means a long time ago or when I was younger. So I would say something like, back in the day, we used to have to walk to school in the morning and in the evening. Or back in the day, we didn't used to talk back to our parents. So that means when I was younger or a long time ago, this is what we used to do, or this is what we did not used to do. And now here's some clips.
Back in the day, we used to pretend the sofa cushions was a fort.
Back in the day, you know how many women me and Lamar Odom's dad picked up here?
Back in the day, they had stills and every kind of cove and holler.
The next idiom is back to the grind. Back to the grind. And that means to get back to work. So I would say, all right, playtime is over, let's get back to the grind, which means now it's time to get back to work. And now here are some clips.
Back to the grind.
Back to the grind.
Dreams dashed. Back to the grind.
Get back to the grind.
Okay, back to the old grind.
Sorry, back to the grind.
The next clip is backed into a corner. Backed into a corner. And that means to force someone into an unfavorable situation or put someone in an unfavorable or a bad position. So I could say, at work, I was backed into a corner when they asked me to do XYZ project. So it means it wasn't a good situation for me to be in. Backed into a corner. And now here's some clips.
I feel that you have backed me into a corner.
Because I was backed into a corner.
Erica.
I was backed into a corner.
Feather backed me into a corner.
You're backing yourself into a corner.
Now, Kalame's got you backed into a corner.
The next idiom is backseat driver. Backseat driver. And this will be used to describe someone who is giving advice about doing a task when they aren't doing that task. And you can have the picture of someone in the car, and one person is driving and the other person is the passenger, but the passenger is telling the driver how to drive, you're going too fast or you're going too slow. So you would call that person a backseat driver. But then you can also apply that to other situations and say something like, I was trying to teach my child how to ride a bicycle, and this backseat driver was trying to tell me how to do it instead. So basically, they're giving their opinion and or trying to tell me how to do something, but they weren't doing it. So that's backseat driver. Backseat driver. And now here's some clips.
Scooby,
This is no time to be a backseat driver.
No backseat driving.
Backseat driver.
Let me try.
Stop being a backseat driver.
There is no backseat. Backseat driver.
I don't like backseat drivers.
The next one is bad taste in my mouth. Bad taste in my mouth. And that could mean that either you're not happy with how something turned out or you have a feeling that something is wrong. So I would say something like, after meeting with the event planner, I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So it means I either wasn't happy with how our meeting turned out or I felt like something was wrong with what they were telling me. So bad taste in my mouth or bad taste in one's mouth. And now here's some clips.
Or leave a bad taste in your mouth.
The Democrats left a bad taste in her mouth.
Or leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Hard. It could leave a bad taste in your mouth.
That will leave a bad taste in your mouth.
The next one is ballpark figure. Ballpark figure. And that means to give an estimate or to estimate something. So I would say, I'm planning a party and I need a ballpark figure for how much it's going to cost. So basically, I'm asking for an estimate of the cost of the party. Ballpark figure. And now here's some clips.
Why don't you give me a ballpark figure?
Anywhere to 7 figures. Give me a ballpark figure. How much?
This is a ballpark figure, you know.
1,000 robots?
Round it off.
How many times do I have to kill you? Ballpark figure?
How many are we talking here?
David.
Just a ballpark figure.
It's personal.
Well, we're discussing a case. It's business.
Take a guess. Ballpark figure.
The next idiom is basket case. Basket case. And that means to be generally disorganized or not have everything in order. So I would say something like, when I was planning my wedding, I was just such a basket case. Or the teacher was a basket case because the kids were very unruly. So that's basket case. Basket case. And now here's some clips.
Jody, that emotional basket case that was talking a minute ago.
I really am a basket case.
You guys are basket cases.
Shut up, Grady.
You're a basket case. They knew.
Some of them are basket cases now.
Johnny, you sound like a basket case.
No.
The next one is beat around the bush. Beat around the bush. And that means to waste time or to not get to the point quickly. So I would say something like, well, he was beating around the bush instead of just telling me what the problem was. Or I would tell someone, stop beating around the bush, just say what it is. So that means, stop wasting time, just get to the point. Beat around the bush. And now here's some clips.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush, kid. Are you seeing other guys?
Alice, you're beating around the bush.
No point beating around the bush here.
Look, let's not beat around the bush.
Wendy, I don't want to beat around the bush.
Around the bush.
That's exactly right. I'm beating around the bush.
The last idiom for this video is to beat someone to the punch. Beat someone to the punch. And that means to do something before someone else. So I would say something like, well, I was going to buy him a birthday present, but she beat me to the punch. Or I was going to turn off the lights, but he beat me to the punch. So that means they did it before I got to do it. Beat someone to the punch. And now here are some clips.
I only beat her to the punch.
No, we have to beat her to the punch.
She beat me to the punch.
Stop beating me to the punch!
Guess who beat us to the punch?
Looks like we beat you to the punchity punch.
Listen to me, I'm just beating them to the punch.
Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. But more importantly, I would like to see your examples of how you use these idioms in a sentence. So go ahead and put those in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.